Hello dear students, today we will study about some common human diseases which will be a part second of chapter number 10. So what diseases are? If any organ of the human body system that does not work properly, that time a person is called a diseased person. So let's see the definition. It is a disturbed functioning of one or more organs or the organ system of the body that is caused due to the some infection, or that may be sometime defective diet, or sometime it may be because of the heredity. So there are two types of diseases. One is congenital diseases and second one is acquired diseases. Congenital, they are since the birth only, and acquired diseases when they are occurred after the birth. So congenital diseases are present from birth, may be caused by genetic abnormality or metabolic disorder. They may be permanent and were practically incurable, but some in modern science, some enzyme replacement or gene therapy are being used to cure those kind of diseases. Second one is acquired diseases. They are developed after the birth and can be subdivided into communicable, which is known as infectious diseases. Example is malaria. And second one is non-communicable diseases, which is also known as non-infectious diseases. That example is cancer. So communicable diseases are caused by pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungi and some kind of worms. All the disease causing organisms, they are called pathogens, and some pathogens, they may be parasites. So parasite is an organism which will live in or on the body of another organism. That another organism is always known as host organism, and those parasites, they derive their nutrition or their food from those host organisms. So on the presence of their into the host organism, they are again categorized into two category: ectoparasite, which are present outside the host body. That example is bed bug. You must be aware of the bed bugs. So that is known as ectoparasite, and when they are present inside the body, host body, that is also known as endoparasite. Example is plasmodium, which cause malaria in the human being. So we will study some communicable diseases one by one. So let's take first malaria. It is a vector borne infectious disease which is caused by Protista plasmodium. Plasmodium is a species. It is a species which cause malaria into the human being, and for vector that of that malaria is a Anopheles mosquito. Always remember, only female Anopheles is a mosquito which carries this kind of infection. Male mosquito does not bite, and they never bite, and they never carry this kind of infection. So there are four kind of species of plasmodium: plasmodium vivax, plasmodium ovale, plasmodium malariae and plasmodium falciparum. Only this plasmodium falciparum that causes serious illness, while other of these species are rarely fatal. What are the signs and symptoms? We all are aware of the symptoms of malaria that appears about 7 to 15 days after the bite of infective Anopheles mosquito. The initial symptoms are fever, headache and chills, and the classical symptoms of malaria is a cyclic appearance or occurrence of high fever that is followed by sweating, and sometimes sudden shivering also happens. Vomiting is also one of the symptoms of this malaria. Arthralgia, which is joint pain, and sometimes anemia is also due to the rupturing of the red blood cells. Some hemoglobinuria, then hepatomegaly, which is liver enlargement, also happens in the severe cases. Retinal damage, and sometimes cerebral malaria also happens in the severe cases of severe infection of the plasmodium falciparum. Then stages. This is a stages of in the life cycle of plasmodium, where they are having two hosts. One host is mosquito, and second one is human host. So in the mosquito, they multiply and then they infect the human, and then they cause the disease which is called malaria. So in this diagram, you can see in the first side there is a cycle in the mosquito, and in the second side you can see this is a cycle in the human. So first you can see when the mosquito is biting, the skin or the human being, then they enter into the blood, and through the blood they enter into the liver. So they have mature there in the liver, and they convert into merozoites. These merozoites, they convert into erythrocytes schizoid happens, and then those erythrocytes, they convert, male and female, they convert into gametocyte. Here this cycle happens in the human, and once the mosquito bite again to the skin, then that gametocyte, they enter into the midgut of the mosquito, where they convert into microgametes, then macrogametes, then they convert into zygote, and after process of the fission they convert into oocytes, and after process of meiosis they convert into sporozoites in the salivary glands, which is a most infectious stage of the Plasmodium falciparum. So these sporozoites, again, they are ready to infect now next human host, and they can able to cause malaria into the human being. So there is a mode of transmission. When infected female Anopheles mosquito suck the human blood, it may transfer sporozoites to the human circulation. So sporozoites, they reproduce asexually through the fission process in the liver cell, that is erythrocytes. The cells formed are now called merozoites. The cells formed within the erythrocytes function as gametocytes, as we have already seen in the life cycle of the Plasmodium. The gametocytes, if taken up by female Anopheles, they fertilize the fertilization process occurs in its midgut. Then diploid zygote is formed, which transfer into oocyst. Oocysts form large number of haploid sporozoites through the meiosis, and those sporozoites migrate to the salivary glands, and they are all ready to infect the new human host. Here the diagnosis and treatment. The malaria can be caused by diagnosed by the microscopic study of blood smear, besides the other rapid diagnosis test based on the nucleic acid amplification technique are also being used to diagnose the malaria. Treatment of malaria includes artemisinin, which is a based combination therapy. ACTs is also known as ACTs, and in addition to that, quinine is also being used to cure with the malaria. Then what are the prevention and control? Mosquito nets and insect repellent has to be used. Then spraying insecticide has to be used to remove the mosquito. Also one important prevention or biocontrol agent can be used, which is a Gambosia freshwater fish can be used as a biocontrol agent to kill or to control the mosquito larvae which are present in the water. So these are the prevention and control, one has to take care of those. The next disease is amoebiasis. It is a common infection of human gastrointestinal tract, and almost 15% population of India is always affected with this disease. So this amoebiasis is caused by Protista, which is ant amoeba histolytica. Here is the life cycle of ant amoeba histolytica. As we all know, amoeba, they do not have any specific shape. So here is a structure of amoeba where you can see ectoparasite, ectoplasma and endoplasma are present. Pseudopodium means they have false leg. As they do not have any specific shape of their body, so how they move, they are making their specific shape of body, and they are how moving from one place to another place. So that is known as pseudopodia. So their binary fission happens into a binary division happens into it, and then precystic form convert into precystic form, then cystic form, then binucleate cysts are formed, and after that they convert into metacystic amoeba, and after asexual reproduction one amoeba convert into so many of amoebulae, and they are ready to infect a human being. What are the signs and symptoms? So diarrhea, stool with the mucus, and abdominal pain are the common symptoms of this disease. Passing of blood with the stool is a common in case of severe cases or severe infection of this amoebiasis. Then hepatomegaly is also occur if parasite enter into the liver, and sometimes pain in the right abdomen also happen in case of severe cases. What is mode of transmission? Always it is a oral route. So those amoebiasis, they enter into the human body through the contaminated food and water, and sometime eating with dirty hands, then they enter into the human body. So that is how it is a mode of transmission for those amoebiasis. Then diagnosis and treatment. A diagnosis of amoebiasis is made through the examination of the stool sample. Some metronidazole and tinidazole are the medicines used for the treatment of this disease. Then prevention and control. So we have to wash hands with hot water and soap. Person has to drink boiled water only. Then they have to avoid eating unhygienic food like roadside food and everything. Then proper sanitary facilities should be there, and they have to follow those sanitary facilities to avoid this kind of infection. Then next disease is Ascariasis. Ascariasis is caused by Ascaris. It is an infectious disease of human intestinal tract which is caused by a roundworm, which is an endoparasite, Ascaris lumbricoid. This is also this is a round or endoparasite. It is a roundworm and it comes under nematodes. What are the signs and symptoms? So gastrointestinal discomfort with vomiting and fever is most important symptom of this Ascariasis. Pulmonary disorder also occurs in some kind of patients. Then pneumonitis is also occurs, or it also happens in some severe cases. Loss of appetite and weight loss also happens, and number of eosinophils is increased, which is known as eosinophilia. Then mode of transmission. Food and drinks contaminated with the eggs of those worms is the main mode of transmission. Eggs, they hatch inside the intestine of new host. The larvae, they passes through various organs and they settled as adult in the digestive system, and they can cause the disease in the person. What is the diagnosis and treatment? For diagnosis, that can be done by the microscopic examination of the stool of a person, of a patient. Then piperazine, mebendazole and levomethol and piperental are the medicines which are used against the, or which are effective against the infection of Ascaris. This is a life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoids, where you can see this is if the eggs are swallowed by a person or by a man, then it will enter into the intestine, then blood, then they are entering into heart, then lungs, then trachea, then pharynx, then esophagus. That is how they are entering into the whole different organs of a person, of a human being. Then the fertilized egg, the face comes into the feces, and they went into the soil, and again they are ready to infect they are ready to contaminate the food, and then when person is having again that contaminated food, they will get this kind of infection again. What are the prevention and control? A personal hygienic habits like washing hands with the water and soap have to be followed, or it is a must to follow when they have to control this kind of infection. Then washing vegetable thoroughly before cooking, and they have to avoid using raw vegetable. It is important and most precautionary measure they have to use while using the raw vegetables. Then next is filariasis, or it is also known as elephantiasis. The filariasis is caused by the thread-like worm, which is also comes under nematode. This is known as Vaucheria branchofti. So filariasis can be divided into three different subtypes. The one is lymphatic filariasis, subcutaneous filariasis, and then third one is serous cavity filariasis, which is known as abdominal filariasis. Here is a mode of transmission of filariasis, which is Vaucheria branchofti. So you can see in this diagram there is number 1 where mosquito take a blood meal, then larvae enter into the skin, then into 2 number is then adult in lymphatics. then it enter into the lymphatic system. Then adults produce sheeted microvilli that migrate into the lymph and the blood channel. Then mosquito takes a blood meal, which is when they are taking blood meal, then those microvilli they enter into the mosquito. Then those microvilli they penetrate into mosquito midgut and they migrate into the thoracic muscle, and then when again this mosquito is biting a human or a person, then they enter into the human being again. So this is how it is transmitting through the mosquito to the human being, and they are again replicating into the mosquito. So this is how they transmit into the mosquito as well as in the human, and they cause filariasis. Here is a mode of transmission when Vaucheria branchiofti is transmitted to human body by the female Culex mosquito only. The diagnosis and treatment: there is use of diethyl carbamazine citrate twice a day for 3 weeks is a proper treatment of this filariasis disease. What are the prevention and control? So you have to avoid mosquito bite using mosquito net, and some insect repellent also can be used to control the mosquitoes. The next disease is typhoid, which is very common. It is an acute infection of the intestine which is caused by a bacteria which is Salmonella typhi. The signs and symptoms: we are aware when we have a person is having a high fever which will be 104 degree Fahrenheit. So general nausea, fatigue, headache, abdominal pain, constipation, and sometimes diarrhea also happens. Rashes, red rose colored rashes happens on the skin. White coat appears on the tongue, and sometimes coughing is also happens. Loss of appetite of a person, and if it is not treated, then breathlessness and irregular heartbeats, and sometimes hemorrhages also happen in case of severe infection of the Salmonella typhi. Here the structure of Salmonella typhi, you can see this is a capsule like structure. There is a outer layer, there is a inner layer which is a capsule, and some flagellas are present to locomote for the locomotion of this bacteria. What is the mode of transmission? It is a food and waterborne disease. Insects like housefly and cockroaches feeding on the fecal matter, they may transfer this bacteria to the food material. So poor hygienic habit and poor sanitation condition are the main important aspect which transmit these kind of bacteria through the fecal body to the food, and they contaminate that food. The diagnosis and treatment: Widal test, which is very common test, is used for diagnosis of typhoid, and the surgical removal of gallbladder is also have to do in a patient who is having severe infection of this Salmonella bacteria. Chloromycetin is a medicine which is used or which is helpful in the treatment. For prevention of typhoid, WHO has recommended 2 vaccines. One is oral, which is TY21A vaccine, and one is injectable, which is typhoid polysaccharide vaccine for the diagnosis and treatment. So this is how we have already studied all contaminated or infectious diseases. In my next video, we will study about some more infectious diseases and cancer. Thank you for watching.